So hello you guys, my name is Caleb and today we are going to be doing my, what month is it? September wrap up and kind of August wrap up because I never posted it. So your mind might be thinking, where have you been? Where are the videos? Like, you know, it's been a couple weeks, there's been no videos. I mean, the only videos you posted have been like vlog videos that are like 3 minutes long. Great question. Fun fact, reading slumps aren't the only slumps that exist. There's this cycle that goes on in my life so much. I don't want to edit at all. All I want to do right now is watch Netflix. So many episodes, so many movies. And I just was not wanting to edit. I had videos filmed, I had my August wrap up filmed. I realized I was halfway through the month and I haven't even looked at the footage, and then I watched it and I was like, you know what, I don't want to edit. And so I didn't. And then the only videos I did edit were the vlog videos, and that's simply because those are like 3 or 4 minutes, so it was so easy to make. It is October 3rd, holy crap by the way, and I have a whole lot of books to talk about right now. So I think we're gonna start with the books that I read in August. I'm gonna quickly go over them in case you want to know what I read, and then we're gonna get into the books that I read in September, and then a few books I would like to read in October. In August I read 6 books, so let's quickly go over those. The first book that I read in August was The Curse of the Sphinx by Ray Wagner. I gave this like a 3.5. Was it my favorite book? No. Did I fly through it and really enjoy the writing? Yes. I do recommend. The second book is a lot better. Speaking of second book, Demigods and Monsters by Ray Wagner. This is the second book to this book. I have a review for both of these books. So the first book follows this girl named Hope, and she's a sphinx, which is like a monster type of thing. It's a lot to do with Greek mythology and stuff like that. It's really interesting, and I highly recommend. The next book that I read in August was Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I love this book so much, so you know I gave it a 5 stars again. I obviously loved it so much. It's my favorite thing ever. And if you have not read this book, so basically, we follow this young girl named Alina Starkov. I think that's how you say it. And in this world, there's Grisha. Grisha are like the magical people. She and her friend Mal and a few other people that I don't remember are going onto this boat, and there's this big thing in their country called the Shadowfold. And there's like monster, demon, Volcra, they're called. And they're like made of darkness. And so they're going across, and then they attack. So all her friends are being murdered, and then all of a sudden she explodes into light. She saves the day, and she finds out that she has this ability that can stop this evil Shadowfold. So she discovers this ability, and so now she's taken to this place. It's like where the Grisha train and learn to use their abilities, and that's all I'm gonna tell you. It's so good. This is my 3rd time rereading this book. The next book that I read in August was Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. I love them so much, and it's so good. The next book that I read in August was The Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. I love them all so much. I love it. The final book that I read in August was A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. You know this book, you know it. Also, my copy literally died, and I had to glue it. I had to glue it back together. I have a photo, I'm gonna insert it. Dropped it, and then it literally ripped in half. Worst experience of my life. I loved this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I read the last half of this book in a straight sitting. Literally, every time I finished a chapter, I was like, So that is it for my August wrap up. Time for the September, the actual reason why we're here. Okay, let's go. So I have 5 books here, but I only finished 1, 2, 3 of them. The first book that I read in the month of September was Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I loved this book so much. Is it my favorite book of all time? No, it is not. But did I enjoy it like heck? Yes. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. It was really enjoyable, and I flew through it. It was not my favorite book. Obviously, I gave it a 4 stars. So excited for the sequel. I don't know where that's gonna take us. So basically, this book follows 2 college roommates. There's like multiple timelines. One of the timelines is them being college roommates, and you kind of learn why they start fighting and stuff like that. And then next timeline is like getting revenge, like superpowers and revenge and fighting and Psychopaths, which is a great book. I love V.E. Schwab so much, and this was definitely not my favorite book of hers, but I still really enjoyed it. Next book that I read in September, I read this for the Diversathon, and I wish I could have participated fully and read different books every single day, but I just picked up a book that I wanted to read at that time, and that was Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I really want to participate in the Diversathon because it was really important, and I wanted to be a part of something like that. Just flew through it in like 2 days. It was so enjoyable, and I loved it so much. I did end up giving this a 4 stars as well. I just wasn't huge on it. There was some issues. I mean, I really enjoyed the fun and the characters, and the Harry Potter tie-ins were awesome, but I don't know why, but I just felt like there was something missing from it. Like the cutesy Rainbow Rowell was there. Maybe I just don't like Rainbow Rowell's fantasy. I do recommend this book though. It's classic Rainbow Rowell. Gives me a amazing feelings. I feel so happy when I was reading this. The next book I'm super excited to tell you that I read because all of you are gonna be so proud of me. I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it, guys. I did it. Okay. I read Heir of Fire by Sarah J Maas. Finally! I did it! So many people have been bothering me for so long about finishing this series. Everybody loves this series. I love this series. I read the first 2 books at the beginning of last year. And I started this and then I just wasn't feeling it, and then I started again later and I wasn't feeling it, and then I started again and I wasn't feeling it, and I started again and I wasn't feeling it, and I was like, maybe I hate this series and it was all a lie. No, I don't know why, but for some reason I've tried and I've tried and I've tried reading this book and I could never get into it. And I had read the first like 100 pages-ish so many times that I think I just gotten bored of it. I can literally recite the first page. Celaena Sardothien is like on this building or something and she's like watching down. She hates Tegia, some sort of bread. So I finally decided like I want to read this series. Empire of Storms is coming out and I've still only read the first 2 books. Like when Queen of Shadows came out, I was like, it's okay, I'm only 2 books behind. Like I can just read Heir of Fire and then I'm only 1 book behind, like not a big deal. For some reason, like miraculously, another year has passed and there's another Sarah J Maas book coming out, and that means I've only read 2 of the 5 books out, and I haven't read The Assassin's Blade either, and a million people told me to read that before Queen of Shadows. I just want to read Queen of Shadows, honestly. So then I decided, let's listen to the audiobook. I listened to the first like 50 pages and then I was like, okay, I'm in. Also, I jumped ship because the audiobook woman pronounced Cha Wool's name as Kale, which I don't like. I don't trust that. I don't stand for that. Kale is not his name, it's Cha Wool, obviously. I'm correct. I know that I say his name wrong. It's Cha Wool in my mind. It's written Cha Wool. Ool. How dare you? And then people are like, it's Kale. No. Then people say it's Kale, and then I hear Kale, and then I hear like Kawawul, something to that effect. I loved this book so much. It was a great addition to the series. So many awesome things were introduced, and it really sets up the next half of the series, and I'm so excited to finish them all and cry, because I cried like 2 times in this book. It was so good, and I loved getting back into this world. I don't know if this is my favorite book in the series, because the issues I had were Manon, and she was like a main character in this book, so all her chapters I was like, great, a Manon chapter, can we get back to like Dorian or Celaena or something like that. I did do a blog post. This is something I need to plug in. I have a blog now. I'm gonna leave a link in the description for you. I like blogging. I have like 2 posts. One of them is me being like, I have a blog, and then the second one's like Heir of Fire review. So if you want extra reviews, extra fun times with me, follow my blog. So the next book that I kind of didn't actually finish in September was A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J Maas. There's literally tissues in here to prepare myself for crying. I only made it to like 150 pages in. I'm on chapter 16, and then I put it down. Not that I wasn't enjoying it. I literally love this book so much, and this is my favorite series ever, and I love everybody, and I want to die. Crooked Kingdom happened, so I was like, I need to reread Six of Crows. I just needed to reread this book before Crooked Kingdom. This series is so important to me, and I want to remember every detail. I don't want anything to somehow skip my brain. So these are all the books that I did read in September. These are the books that I read in October. No, wrong. August. Sorry, I don't know the month. You might be wondering, what are some books you want to maybe, very loose term here. Probably not going to read most of these books. But I'm going to give you a few books that I would like to plan to possibly maybe read in October. So let's begin. The first book that I really like to read in October is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas. I need to finish this series. I need to get these books done. Also, a book that I'd like to read is Queen of Shadows, another book by Sarah J Maas. I'm so excited to continue because so many awesome things happened at the end of Heir of Fire, and I would read this like right now, but Crooked Kingdom's out and I haven't read it yet and I'm dying. Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I need to get on this book because obviously Leigh Bardugo is my life. The next book that I'd like to read but probably won't read this month, but will try to trick myself into thinking I am, Miss Peregrine Tovar Peculiar Children. You might be wondering, wow, you never really talk about this book. When did you read that? 2012? 2013 maybe? Book, and I don't talk about it because it's like I've forgotten everything that happened. And then the movie's coming out and I'm like, I literally don't even remember anything, and I still haven't read Library of Souls yet, so I'm like, I want to reread this book, then Hollow City, then Library of Souls, and then watch the movie. So that's all the books that I read in August and September, and the books that I want to read in October. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you didn't enjoy, why? See you in my next video. Goodbye! For real though, leave.